Hi, I'm Bill Heath, the Superintendent of Schools in Lincoln County, and I'd like to welcome you to our next edition of Inform LC. Inform LC is a platform in which we like to keep our stakeholders in the know on the things happening in Lincoln County schools. Today, I'd like to give you my director's recommendation for the repurposing of the ninth grade academy building for the future years. Uh, in order to start with, I'd like to just a quick reminder, the driving force behind any decision that we make here in Lincoln County Schools, any of those decisions are made with our core values at hand. Our number one core value is that in Lincoln County Schools, we will make decisions based on the impact of the whole child. And that whole child is defined as how it impacts the child academically, emotionally, socially, and moralistically. Our number two core value when making decisions, the number two filter we will use will be making decisions based on the impact to the adults that impact the whole child. And that's all adults that impact our children, including teachers, assistants, administrators, parents, stakeholders, community members, and so forth. And again, the whole child is defined as academically, emotionally, moralistically, and physically. So keep those two things in mind as I share with you the recommendation that I'm taking to the board regarding the ninth grade academy. The steps that we've taken. So about a month or so ago, we interviewed stakeholders, and that would have been all stakeholders. We interviewed employees, we interviewed community members, we surveyed different groups of folks out there, industry leaders, business leaders, and asked them what their opinion was on several different options. We followed that up with an open forum where stakeholders could come and voice their opinion and maybe describe in more detail their thoughts about the future of the ninth grade academy. And then we took it through a very extensive administrative review where all the administrators in the county came together and we researched, we looked at all the options, we looked at the multiple measures that we could use in evaluating this thing. And in order to make a recommendation, we looked at research, and then we discussed and brainstormed all these possible options for NGA in the future. And just to give you an idea of what we looked at, on the left side of the screen here, you see 6 different things that we closely examined. Pre-K 8 through 8 school, making it a 7th and 8th grade school for all of Lincoln County schools, looking at a post-secondary institution such as a TCAT center to come in and lease our facility from us or parts of it, looking at a middle college hybrid concept. A middle college I've described many times as a place where college and high school courses are together, or post-secondary and high school courses are together in the same facility. Possibly leasing to another government agency, or creating a magnet school, whether that would be a middle grades magnet school or a K-8 magnet school. Now, with all of those options, the areas that we examined, as you can see on the right side of the screen here, we looked at the impact of each one of those on our curriculum, on our finance, transportation, maintenance and operations, parent engagement, extracurricular activities and participation, personnel, community, and student impact. So we did a very big in-depth study into all of these options with all of these areas. So I tell you all of that to let you know that we have vetted this and researched this and discussed this. And I like this slide because when the time for a decision arrives, the time for preparation is past. So it's time we make that decision. And just from my position as superintendent of schools and my leadership style and position, I may take a little longer to make that recommendation than others, but I can promise you that it's been vetted the best that we can possibly vet it before I make a recommendation. So once the recommendation is made, hopefully by May 6th at the board meeting, the board will make a final decision and we'll be able to hit the ground running on May 7th, beginning to work towards this vision for the future, whatever the board decides. But today I want to make you aware of what I'm going to recommend to them. My recommendations, if you think about the ninth grade academy, the north west section of the building, which is the section of the building that currently contains the cafeteria. That entire section, I would like, my vision is that we lease that out to a post-secondary institution such as a TCAT center, offering programs that are in high need in our area, where students, once they get certified in these program areas, will be guaranteed a job, a good paying job in our community, could live in our community and make good money and have those certifications. And the ones we're looking at right now that we would offer, if this is the route that we go: cybersecurity. I know that there's a big number of jobs in North Alabama and future jobs coming to North Alabama in that arena. Computer networking, welding, machining, and cosmetology. That's the 5 areas we've discussed with the TCATs if we go down this route. And I do believe our TCAT centers are more than ready to begin offering some of those courses as early as next fall or winter if we go down this route. And that would be that section of the building. Now, if you look at the middle hallway, I anticipate by August of 2020 to consolidate the Lincoln County Schools central office and central office services into that middle hallway in that building. Right now, we're spread out over 2 or 3 buildings. By consolidating services, hopefully we can consolidate expenditures and also have better communication within our staff there. And if we do that, we do possibly free up other facilities for other uses for us or for our county. And that would be in the future SBA, the entire facility being freed up, and the current central office where my office is now, that building being freed up for maybe our Achievement Academy or alternative school in the future. So that's the vision for the northwest section and the middle hallway. When you come to the southern end of the building, for that hallway, for the fall of 2019, which is this coming fall, I anticipate that being the home base for our virtual school, which we will put out more information on in the very near future, and I'll do an Inform LC about that. But we plan to open our virtual school and our blended school offerings in that portion of the building here in the very near future. And again, our projected start on that is in August of this year. And any other non-traditional or alternative programs that we may house in that building would move down to that end, to the south end. Possibly by 2020 or even 2021, opening a middle college concept in that end of the building where juniors and seniors would have the opportunity to transfer from Lincoln County High School over there. It would be a non-traditional in hours and graduation requirements. And those students would also have the flexibility to take the TCAT offerings if we go down this route. I keep saying that, but I'll take those TCAT offerings throughout the day and maybe graduate as an 18-year-old with a high school diploma, certification in skilled trade areas, and get a good paying job immediately out of high school with certifications to go with it right here in our community. The gymnasium, retaining the gymnasium for use by the community and by Lincoln County Schools. You know, our gymnasium is very important to our community and to our school system. And the gymnasium at NGA is currently used for practices during the summer, during the fall, volleyball practices there. There's been talk of possibly a wrestling program in the future, or we do have basketball teams that practice there. The Lions Club hosts a basketball tournament there. So we want to make sure that that is still a part of our facility for our community and for our school system to use. And also that auditorium. It's a beautiful auditorium. It's a big auditorium. There's nowhere else like it in our county. We want to make sure that that's still used for the shows like the Fabulous 50s. It's still used for big meetings for our school system and for our community. So we want to maintain that facility, and hopefully in the future we can find some grant money and even update and renovate the auditorium. But it's a beautiful place, and we want to make sure it stays a part of our community and a part of our school system. So there's the entire vision for that building that I'm going to recommend to the board on May the 6th. And in closure, just to go back through those, and I know I'm doing it rather quickly, but I just want everybody to have the opportunity to hear from me that we've properly vetted this. Uh, I don't know if I can analyze it anymore. I'm getting close to the point of analysis paralysis, if you would, on this. And I'm ready to begin working on whatever the board decides. And I'm going to make a very strong recommendation that this is the decision that they make. But whatever that decision is, I promise you, as superintendent, I'll be going full speed ahead and making that decision become a reality as soon as possible. But in closing, I envision as superintendent a TCAT center or some post-secondary opportunity there, where our kids can get those degrees right here in our community and not have to travel 30 miles uh, to take courses to get those certifications. A middle college type environment in the future where our kids can not only get their certification in those skilled trade areas, but also finish high school in that same setting in the future, and that would be there at the NGA as my vision in the future. Also, a virtual school, which we'll be starting next year. We've been working on that for over 12 months now, and we're ready to roll that out. We'll talk more about that in the very near future. Non-traditional offerings. Every student doesn't fit into that nice square peg or round hole that we try to fit students into when we have school and the way it has been over the many decades. So some students perform better in a non-traditional setting, and we want to make sure we offer those non-traditional opportunities. And that would be the house for that. And then last but not least, the consolidation of our central offices. So there you have it. You heard it from me. That's what I'm recommending. We'll see on May 6th when the board makes their final determination there. But like I said, on May 7th, I'm ready to hit the ground running and provide those opportunities, whatever it may be, for our students here in Lincoln County. Take care.